Hello, boys and girls. Today, I just want to remind you as we watch this video that one of the perks of watching a video is you can pause it and go back. So if you are solving a problem and you don't understand, pause, go back and listen to me reteach it or model it or look at my example. That's one of the joys of watching the video, okay? Also remember there's teachers with you in your classroom or online. So feel free if you're going along, if it doesn't make sense, to stop, raise your hand and ask for help, okay? So we're still going to use those tools. I know watching a video is a little different, but still remember we have those ways to reach out for help. So today we're going to continue to work on reading, writing numbers in standard word and expanded form. I'm not sure why this says word form twice. I guess word form is just super important. My question for you before we get started, and I just want you to think about it in your brains, not out loud. And when you have an answer, just make your light bulb go on. Why do we need to know how to write numbers in different forms? Why is that important? Why are we taking time in class to learn all about writing numbers different ways? Pause your video, think about it, and put your light bulb on when you have an answer. Okay, hopefully you came up with some ideas of, well, in the real world, we see numbers different ways. We see them in standard form, we see them in word form, and expanded form helps us to just better understand place value and how much each number is worth. So let's go ahead and get started. So first what I want to do is, it says model, so that means Mrs. Andrews is gonna do it. You're just gonna sit there, you're not gonna color, you're not gonna draw, you're just looking at my screen. It says, on the place value chart below, label the units and represent the number 30,429. So what I'd like you to do is just watch. I'm going to first just label my place value chart. If you want to start doing this because next you're going to have one, there's different ways we can do it. We could do it word form, or you can do it standard form as well. I don't know if I can fit it all, but that's okay. Geez, I can't type today. Not pretty, but. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add in my commas because they're important. I'll probably just draw them in. Cha, 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 slide. So there's one that goes in between the hundreds and the thousands. Cha, 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 slide. So I put another comma in between the hundred thousands and the millions. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to write in these values. So I'm dealing with 30,429. I like to start on the smallest place value and I go that way. So for example, in the ones place, I have a 9. So here, I'm going to put my 9. Next, in the tens place, I have 2 tens, also known as 20. Hundreds, I have 4. Then I've got my comma. In the thousands place, I have 0. And last, in my 10,000s place, I have 30. So I like this because it helps us represent each place value. When we get to expanded form, writing it out like this definitely helps. So for example, 30. Well, this is really not just 30, it's really 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros. 30,000. In the thousands place, well, 0, so I could just write 0. In the hundreds place, I have 4, and then I have 0, 0. In my tens place, I have 2, and then another 0, and last in my ones, I have 9. So it helps us in that way. So what I'd like you to do now is I want you to go ahead to the next slide, slide 40, and you're going to first fill out your place value chart, and then second, fill in that number, the 50,914. What would it look like on your place value chart? Go ahead and pause. You could take a screenshot of your screen and write it, or you could do it on your whiteboard. This part's not graded, it's just practice to work on today's skills of reading and writing numbers. Okay, go ahead and pause your video. I'm going to put in the commas. Remember, they go cha, cha, sorry, cha, 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 slide. So we start at the ones, cha, 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 slide, cha, 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 slide, right? Oh, forgot to put my slide, my comma. Now we'd go ahead and we'd write in the actual numbers. So you had a 4 in the ones place, and you could cross it off. A 1 in the tens place, and cross it off. A 9 in the hundreds place, cross it off. 0 in the thousands, and last 5 in the 10,000s. Okay, we can put our comma where it goes, and let's just practice reading your number. 50,914. Awesome. Let's keep it moving. We're doing great. So we already have a standard form. This is my number, so my number is different than yours. The part I love about word form, it's the same thing. We're just using words. So we have 30,429. So I'm just going to type that in. Remember, sound it out. I'm not mad if you spell thousand wrong, but you know, you should be pretty close, right? So 30,000, remember where the comma goes in the standard form, it goes in word form. 30,429. Okay, so that's me writing it in word form. Let's go ahead and have you try on yours. So your number is 50,914. You're going to pause your video. Again, you could take a screenshot and write right on your screen, or you could do it on your whiteboard, whatever works for you. You're going to check your work in the next slide. Pause your video and go ahead. All right, so I have your answer here when you're checking your work. Your answer is 50,914. Make sure, I wrote a little note here, make sure you have that comma. Remember, commas help us understand the place value. So if you don't have it in the correct spot, technically your number is incorrect. All right? All right, last, we're learning about expanded form. Expanded form, I don't know why, it's my favorite because I'm like making the number bigger. It's almost, I like math because I think of money, and it's like you're realizing the value of how much that is. So if I was talking about money, 30,000 is a lot of money. So what I like to do, and I showed you this the other day, is I cross it off as I go. I start in the biggest place value. So I'm going to start in the 10,000s place, and I look. I have 3 in the 10,000s place. How many zeros would go after that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would fill in, sorry, I'm left-handed and I'm using the mouse on the right, 4 zeros. Next, I'm going to my next biggest place value. My next biggest place value is the thousands place. So technically I could write in 4 zeros, but we know 0 is 0. So I'm not going to write in anything. My next biggest place value is the hundreds place. I have a 4, and then how many values or digits are after? 1, 2. So I put my 2 zeros. Cross it off. I already did. Let's go to my next place value. I have a 2 in the tens place. So 2, and how many place values are after? Just 1. So I have my 1 after. And then last, I have a 9 in the ones place. And that shows me writing it in expanded form. What I'd like you to do is to take a second, and I would like you to try this with your number. Your number is 50,914. Go ahead, again, take a screenshot, or you can write it on your whiteboard. We're just checking our work. It's not graded. Pause your video and get to work. Awesome. So you can see up here, I wrote your answer out. Again, you could have shown writing this, and you could have put a 0 in the thousands place. I wouldn't have marked that wrong. It's just another way to write it. I try to avoid writing more than I have to. The last thing I need you to do is we're going to do our quick exit ticket before we can start Kahoots. So our exit ticket for today is on your whiteboard, or again, you can take a screenshot. You're going to fill in this chart. So we're going to write this number, 2,480, in 2 different forms. It's already written in word form, so I need you to write it in standard form and then expanded form. When you're all done, you're going to either email me the picture of your screenshot, so you have to send an attachment like we learned yesterday, or you could take a picture of your whiteboard and send that to me in an email. So make sure you know this needs to be sent in an email. My name, if you forgot, when you get to my email is Arisha Andrews. Andrews E at OwegoAppalachianCentralSchoolDistrict.org. Make sure you attach your work. So don't just send me an email, here's my exit ticket. Make sure you send it with your attachment. When everyone's all done with this, then you can play Kahoot in your homerooms. Okay? I hope that sounds fun. And at the end of class, I hope you were able to read, write numbers in standard, word, and expanded form. Your homeroom teachers will play Kahoot here when you're done. So your exit ticket and then Kahoot. Don't forget to email it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.